Welcome to my Frogcast. Today we're doing it from my Wednesday game, where I'm playing as the beautiful nation of Orsai. As usual, we'll be starting off in the east with Manchu. Manchu murderized Japan with me in the first session, and we've split it between us, with me getting the north half and him getting the south half. He is very strong at the moment, with a decent income, given he's still a horde. Um, and a very strong army with massive amounts of cavalry, all of which are banners. We're looking right here right now, look how much Manchu culture there is. It's beautiful and honestly scary. Um, his trade is a bit low at the moment because, as I said, he's a horde and he doesn't have much build up. He's got all the workshops that'll bring him anything. Same with temples, but he's only got one. He's only got 4 manufactories. I'm pretty sure I've got less though. But as a country like Manchu, where you don't have good trade unless you get all of Beijing, which he probably won't kick, um, he's not gonna have income for a while. He could potentially collect a Nippon and cuck my trade a little bit, but I don't think he'd do that, to be honest. Um, from looking at his country right now, he's still got spare states and he's getting more states soon. So I would demarch these two Marchy boys and integrate them and stay that land. Like you've even got a coal mine here, and it's all right dev. Like if you hadn't raised it, it'd be even better. But I guess raising something and making it into a vassal is literally free mana. Like there's no downside. Like this starts at like 25 dev or something, and it's now 17. Um, but of course I'm getting the north up there, so there is a strait, which is how you managed to kill them session 1, despite not having a navy. But what this country needs to do is press the button. This gives him empire ranks, he gets even more states at month tick. It gives him a makes Beijing his capital, so it's 0% autonomy, so he doesn't need to actually do anything with it. And resets his separatism and gives him perma-claims on the rest of China. He could pretty easily kill me before doing this. The only downside for him doing this is, of course, it screws over his cav ratio. However, he can just simply delete the cav since it's banners and remake it all as part cav, part inf. Yeah. So it has the potential to be a very strong country if played well. Um, onto myself. Tag X25. I fought a brutal war against Borsan with Manchu, which was a very painful war to say the least, because he has so many marches. Hmm. I'll tag into his country and have a look at him in a sec. But at the moment, I just need to consolidate my land, make Xi'an my main trade node, steer everything there, and then I'll have a pretty good income. Reason I've got 4k debt is for my mission. It required me to have 3,000 ducats. I would have only taken 2k, but I got an event giving me 1k immediately after doing it. These guys, I just need to spam them up with some provinces or whatever. It gives me 50 legitimacy. It gives me access to the later missions. Like this one right here. That's just all of the ducats I needed to have had earlier paid back to me. There's also this one which requires me to have 100% religious unity, which I will have soon. Because you can see I'm a Shinto at the moment. I finally managed to form my formable after a long time with not having it, and immediately unallied Warsan and killed him. So I'm slightly behind on ideas. Ideally, I'd have the full ideas, um, but as you can see, my national ideas are quite strong. I've got 10 fire damage, 5 discipline, shock damage received, merchants, force limit, trade power, and if I was colonizing, the other stuff would be okay as well. But I'm not colonizing because I literally don't give a shit about that land. I even got 3 colonists here, and I just sold it to Malacca to pay off my debt. Um, Ideally, what I'd do is fix my economy. Like, it's only 86 at the moment, which is a bit subpar. Should be a bit higher, but I was cucked from my land because of him sneaking me off. And don't die. Yeah. I'm gonna tag into his country so you can see just how much of a beast he is. He's got fairly low manpower with only 46k. That's because he's doing a quantity when offensive, which is a mistake in my opinion, because quantity gives you the stuff earlier on, and he was fighting me earlier on. Like, you don't get the siege ability, discipline, or force limit until the last 3 ideas, by which point I've already at you. So, I'd go personally States General or Aristocratic Court. Although normally I'd save if I've got a decent ruler, but this guy is not too good, so just take States General. Yeah, like having a look at the force limit, he's got 121 force limit and 64 available marks. Like, that's fucking insane. He doesn't even have quantity. He's only got, what's this, 35 provinces. And let's see, look at this. Like, all of them make him like 6 or 7 each, some up to even 10 and 12. Hmm. This gives him 10 ducats a month, which is a fifth of his income. Wouldn't even have a balance at the moment. But yeah, it's it was richer than me until I took Beijing and gave it to Manchu. But for the moment, it really isn't. Um, yeah, there's not really much else to say about this country. He did misplay a couple of battles by reinforcing late, etc. But that's because I scorched earth on the provinces because it's very cheap and it cost me nothing to do. But yeah, it probably could have beat me if it was a 1v1. But I'm gonna have a quick look at my own country as well to compare the force limit and stuff. Like, as you can see, I've got 99 force limit despite having, 45 provinces, 10 more provinces than him. And we've got the same available marks, although I've got a wee bit more now because of my let's see, where is it? There's this guy, trading connections. Excuse me, plus 35 available marks from my previous missions. And also, he's got something utterly ridiculous in his ideas with 7.5 mercenary discipline and a permanent modifier, giving him, where is it? I swear he's got a permanent modifier giving him Merc discipline as well. He might not have popped the mission though before forming his thing, but I'm not sure. But yeah, he's got very strong Merc. Oh, yeah, he's got extra Merc discipline from these guys, yeah. So he's got 12.5 Merc discipline to my 5 Merc discipline, which is painful to say the least. But I had Manchu horses, so. Onto Ayutthaya. Ayutthaya is a mess of a country, but like, that's to be expected, you know, it's Ayutthaya in what is effectively vanilla. He needs to get as formable with the Kuhai Kingdom, but that requires killing the Chinese hugbox. He's got a decent bit of army prof saved up, and a nutty force limit, since he went quantity first. However, his manpower is really low, because, you know, it's Siam. What do you expect, man? Ideally, he'd kill Malacca, take this stuff there. Maybe kill Pasai, but that would be difficult, because Pasai is a boat memer. Going, although he's not actually going naval, but just a need to fill out quality, you're very behind on that. I'm not sure why though. Okay, you've got admin focus, and you've got a pretty good ruler as well. Oh, that's a fantastic queen. Hmm. But yes, it's got decent workshops, and one tax building that could be built, but like these are just free money. Like, there's no reason not to build them. Um, I didn't actually look at my own build up, did I? But it's pretty subpar, to be honest. Like, I've still got workshops to build, I've still got temples to build. I've hardly built any manufactories, with only being one in hi-fi, and that one would be fantastic to build now that I've unlocked it. I'll probably just do that instead of paying off my loans, to be honest. Build all these. But yeah. My mill build up is actually pretty decent. Like, I've got a bunch of regimental camps that I built up with my eco building, since eco mission, since you lose that when you form or psi. But yeah. Onto Bengal. Bengal's got 130k manpower. However, despite this, and despite the fact that they're absurdly rich, he's only running 35k troops, whilst being at his manpower cap, which is exceptionally greedy. Um, he's also hardly fortified his border with Ayutthaya. If Ayutthaya did the meme strat of just slackening everything and just inting, he'd probably have a decent chance against you, except for the fact you've got 10 discipline. In fact, has Bengal got discipline in their ideas? No, they don't. You've got 10 discipline over him. 15 even. No, 10, yeah. You got Hindu. You both got Hindu. But he's behind on quality, so if Ayutthaya fills up quality, slackens 5 times, goes over his force, and he can just blitzkrieg you. You've got one fort protecting you, and then he can go to your capital. Which is the farmlands, and he can just siege literally everything. And is Punjab going to help you? I don't think so. Is Vijayanagar going to help you? No. Is Alat Ayutthaya? Is Mawar going to help you? No. You need more troops. I need more forts. Ideally, you'd have the forts here, 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 and here, and here. And then it just becomes actually cancer to invade you. But yeah. You also should probably just kill Ayutthaya. Like, although I guess you've got Vijayanagar to worry about. But I'm not sure what Vijay's plan is and if he'll let you. If he does, you should absolutely go for it. But he has taken some Bengali states, so you might be in trouble, to be honest. Your build-up is suboptimal because you've still got really good workshops to build. However, you've got workshops in most of your core lands. But as I just said, you should build this guy, free money. Temples you built up on, manufactories. You're actually pretty decently built up on these guys. But there's still more to build. You just build these and your economy just keeps going up. It's beautiful, Also, you should form Nepal. Like, your hugbugs are gonna run around you. Can't get these missions. Can't get this mission. Can't get this mission. No, you could get this mission, however, which gives you 0.5 autonomy. And, no, you can't get that. And you could get that, which gives you 5 morale. So you should do this mission, get you 5 morale, and then form Nepal. And because Nepal gives you 10 morale, so you get 15 morale just from being Nepal. You'd have to move your trade capital back to Bengal though, because this game is stupid. But yeah, on to Vijayanagar. Vijayanagar was subbed by Distinct today, so it's in a pretty good position, because Distinct's a pretty good player. Yeah. It's got alright manpower, worse than Bengal, and a bit worse than Punjab, but it's still up there. It's got full ideas, like everyone in India has, except for Mewar. Ideally, this country would murder Mewar and take the Deccan node for himself. All of it, because that's stealing so much of your money there. Like having a Gujarat that's worth more than Coromandel is really weird, champ, not gonna lie. However, you have got the major issue of the Fascias being disloyal. However, you can fix that really simply, you know. You do this. Yeah. Right, just wait for your ruler to die. Oh my, 666. Yeah, wait for your ruler to die, change religion, everything is cool. Your build up is pretty weak. You've got not a single manufacturer in your entire country. You've still got some good workshops to build. However, I'd focus on the manufacturers at this point. Temples is fine. Yeah, as I said, the manufacturers is the main issue. Regimental camps, you've got some. Same with barracks. Denied. Um, no courthouses, which is fine. And trade buildings is good. But yeah, all you need to do is kill Nepal or kill more, and you're the strongest Indian nation. Um, if Punjab lets you, of course, he's allied to them, uh, which is a bit yikers. But yeah, on to Mewar. Mewar's got the lowest manpower and is the weakest of them, but he's still quite rich. He's got a good manufactory build up, and but poor workshop build up. Like these are just so worth it. Not with temples though, and really built up on the regimental camps. So his force limit is quite high. Went quantity first, but he's got no cannons at the moment, which is a very big oopsie on his mistake, because cannons are starting to kick in now, and it's just free damage. Yeah. Vidge could probably beat Mewar in a war at this point if Vidge full Merc spammed once he got, and especially because you don't have full quality yet. If Vidge just decked right now, um, well, let's just have a comparison. Like let's say that's 110 from advisor and from religion. Hmm. You've got another +5 from there, another +5 from there, and you've got 20 discipline on him. You've got 130 discipline. You could like easily just march straight through him with your 150,000 troops and 100 available mercs. Hmm. Like Vidge is pretty disgustingly strong, honestly. And Nepal would probably want to get in on this, but he's a really AFK devy player, so I don't know. Oh, you've even got your 10 morale mission, and just pop that immediately. There's no point not. Cavalry combat is worthless, and upgrade that to level 3. Um, and where's he got his level 3 ones? Oh, he's got it there. I think you need a level 3 one in Deccan. Is that what the mission says? Conquer the Andhra. Ah, it's Tondan. But yeah, just like downgrade this. And upgrade this. And you get 25 depth power and local trade power. Yeah, it's pretty decent, yeah. Which gives you more trade power here, and so people can steal less of your money. Yeah, more. More is relatively strong for their size. Like I said, they've got loads of regimental camps, loads of barracks, and a lot of manufactories, so he's been investing his money well, whilst the other Nepal and Vijayanagar have not. Punjab. Punjab is the strongest of the Indians with 135,000 manpower. Punjabi ideas, which are no joke, you know, they've got 10 morale, they've got 5 discipline, they've got manpower. The only thing they're lacking is infantry combat ability, but that's fine, you know. Like, who needs that in this day and age? He's been deving quite a bit, as you can see, looking just at the dev map mode of India. Like, all this stuff's been devved a few times, but it needs to be devved more, that's the thing. He's in the middle of his golden era at the moment, which will end in 2 years. So ideally you'd Uh, you just do it all right now. Like you've got your shears here. You've got so cheap to death. Yeah. Beautiful. But yeah, that's just all you need to do in all honesty. Like dev before your golden arrow runs out, and you can't dev as much. You've been exploiting admin as well, which is Papega. Yeah, like this stuff is so good to dev because that gives 10% dev cost as well, and you get your manpower up to like 150k probably with that if you just dev more efficiently than me. He's been trying to get Child of Syria the entire game, but as you can see, he's got minus 100 prestige, and he's been flipping back and forth between Hindu and Sikh on cooldown. And he's of course murderized Timrit and gone into Punjab and gone into there. And so he's got a 34 income from trade, which is not too shabby. But 63 from production, which is pog as hell. Like in 1539 as well. So he's got really good manpower, he's got really good income. He has the potential to just kill whichever one he wants. Unite India, probably. Hmm. Um, but yeah, that's it for India really. Like I'll need to look at the build up quickly. Like you still got workshops worth building. Like these are just no-brainers, you know. Temples, half a ducat a month. That's beautiful, man. If I had that, I'd do it. Same with manufacturers. Like you haven't been investing your money very well. Same with like everything. Like you're behind in buildings, and yet you're still the strongest nation just by dev alone. Like you've got 425 manpower development provinces. So it's pretty nuts. I'm gonna do Malacca because they're in this region. They're in a strange hug box with Pasai at the moment. And they completely own the Philippines after gassing the player there. Yeah, that's just a strange split, honestly. The strange country. He's got an exploration economic equality, which is, in all honesty, the greediest build I've ever seen in my entire life. He is, of course, naturally behind on ideas with not a single full idea, which means that his crappy ideas haven't come online yet. Like, what does he get? He gets 20 global settler increase, and naval tradition from battles, which isn't actually too shabby, not gonna lie. Instead of going for quality, I'd go for naval personally. Like, you're a navy country, dude. There's naval Europeans who want your head. Uh, Precisely. Besides, got a little bit more manpower and is a lot more ahead in ideas because he's got full quality here. He's also got slightly better ideas, but like all ideas in this region are like actually crap. So, and he's got the Spice Islands. I always tell people go for the Spice Islands if they're in this region. Like it's so much money. Like look at this, 62 income. Tidor and Ternate, 2 ducats each. You know, like that's 4 ducats from owning 2 provinces. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. And of course you got your gold mine, so even more income. Build up wise, I'm not sure what you should be building in regards of military, since I'm not sure if you're a military country or not. You'll get military ideas, but you know you own only islands and stuff, so. Hmm. But yeah, this is a country that could do with just murderizing Malacca, and they'd probably win as well. Like they got 10 heavies here, 3 heavies here. Almost Malacca over here. He's he's only got 7 heavies, and they're all mothballed at the moment. No flagship. Just build a flagship, hire a naval morale advisor, deck into him, and immediately cross because he's not got no fort here, and just occupy this stuff. Land here, carpet siege him whilst he's still in Philippines. Although he might just move over to like not get gassed, but like still this is a risk. This is something I would do. Like 100% build a fort in Johor, and you're actually pretty built up on workshops actually. I would have thought you weren't, but But yeah, like these countries are destined to fight. There's no way they can hug books forever. But I'll probably eat my own words when they're still allied a session later without expanding at all. But what do I know? Onto Ottomans. I looked at Ottomans at the end of the session and started having a laughing fit because he's running all level 1 advisors except for 1 plus 2 one here, whilst also being behind on ideas. This is, I think, because of his death war with QQ, which has put him in quite the economic disadvantage. And when I asked him, why are you only running level 1 advisors, man, you got the income for more. He said, I want to build manufactories. And I tell him, that is not what your that's not your number one priority. Your number one priority is getting up on deving because you've got Ottoman ideas. You know, you just move that stuff off, turn off your army, kill them when they rise up. Easy stuff, man. Is entered Persia, and Punjab will put up a hell of a resistance. Punjab with no coastline though. That's pretty good, yeah. But yeah, I was theorizing what he could be doing, and he could unstate everything and just state this Georgian stuff. Move the capital there as well, because why not? And then form Georgia. Then restate all this Turkish stuff. Form a room, and then state everything again and be back to being a real country. It put him massively behind admin-wise, but next tech is until 14, which is still quite a way away. So, and you get, I think you get core creation cost with room ideas. So, it's easier to fix your mistake, honestly. Um, what I would do if I was you would be murderize Poland and form Poland. And that's because I've got a hard on for forming Poland. I did it when I was, well, I was about to do it when I was Ottomans in EPP. And you can probably get away with doing it. This Poland's pretty weak, honestly, looking at the manpower map mode. And the fact that Uzbek has Kiev and he doesn't. I'm going to talk about the Mamluk situation a little bit. Because Mamluks was actually a player and I didn't realise that they were a player. Because I thought they didn't come with the rehost and they looked to be in such a shit position. What happened was, session 1, he allies Ottomans. Ottomans releases Syria and of course brutalizes him, takes Syria and stuff. And then this session, Ottomans is like, hey, I've got a deal for you. I'll let you exile to Ethiopia if you let me have Egypt. So he's like, oh yeah, sure, I get to live this way. So he loses all this land. He's a mess of a country. He's behind in ideas. His country is just a fucking mess. Like, he hasn't even been using his states properly. The influence ideas is probably the AI from when he exploded. This country's a mess. He got invaded by AI, and the AI literally was sieging Cairo and devastating him. I remember Ottomans being in the channel saying to me, why is it sieging you, or whatever, in his Italian accent. But yeah, Mamluk's just pretty much nation ruined and died to AI. Like, I had high hopes for this guy because he performed well on Ottomans and CCE, but he's performed so poorly on this Mamluk, it's put like a negative spin in his eyes on me. This Ottomans is very beefy, has potential to do strong. And Europe is looking shabby, to say the least. Like, I don't think I've seen a messier Europe in a while. Austria is behind on Mil Tech. He's got Tech 11. Everyone else has got Tech 11 and is about to get Tech 12. Like, Venice even has Tech 12. He's also behind in ideas. Doesn't have quantity opened yet. He's got admin focus still, and I'm not sure what the hell he's been spending his points on. Like, he's hardly expanded. He's got one province here. He's got stuff here. He's got a bit. He might have been admin deving, maybe. I don't know. If so, you're a Papega. This country is easily going to die. Like, I'm going to say with certainty that if Switzerland takes Tech 13 right now, Tech 12 even right now, and declares on you, you will be dead. Like, Tech 12 is massive, so is Tech 11. You don't even have discipline in your ideas unlocked. Like, the only thing you've got going for you is the fact you can take 86 loans, but that's because of your national ideas and economic ideas. Yeah, I will in a bit. But yeah, Austria is pretty much dead. Like, I'm not sure how you managed to be behind in Miltech at this stage in the game. Like, he hasn't gone bankrupt aside from the early bankrupt earlier, which was from him fighting Venice and stuff. But, although he does have a friendly Ottomans, but Ottomans could so easily just get in on the land grab. It's not even funny. Like, if Ottomans just declares on you right now, you're dead. If Switzerland declares on you right now, you're dead. If Venice declares on you right now, you're dead. If Poland declares on you right now, you're dead. Like, there's not really any hope for you. Although Switzerland is not the bestest of players, so all Switzerland needs to do is ally Burgundy, ally Prussia, declare war on you, give Prussia Cheb, give Burgundy Hesse, and that's it. GG. Austria's dead. And I'm entirely unsure how it's in such a bad position as well. Like, he's had a massively free game with Ottomans ganking Hungary with him, and Bohemia being a Papega and losing after one lost war. I should put him in the blacklist, to be honest, for doing such a thing. But, and he also didn't even take Cheb. Like, that's free money, man. And like, not only is it like a lot, not it's like 7 extra ducats. That'll put you up to nearly 50 income. But yeah, this is a very weak country, and if it isn't dead at the end of next session, I will be sorely disappointed with all of Europe for letting this Papegary happen. Now on to the man of the hour, Uzbek. Uzbek fought a brutal war against Muscovy with Sweden, and Poland against him as well. They're in a fair bit of debt at the moment, but they can easily pay this off. His army size is honestly pathetic at the moment. Like, he's got 100k manpower. You use it. Yeah. Also, form Bukhara. You've got the provinces needed. Yeah. And boom, you've got states. No, you've got more income. Yeah. This is just easy stuff, man. And you can form Russia later on. Like, this Muscovy is honestly like dead. I'm not sure if the player's coming back, but please just finish him off. He keeps lagging. It's so painful, man. But yeah, this country has a fair bit of potential. Like, it could easily form Russia. Just needs to culture flip, form Bukhara, flip Orthodox, etc. But ideally, you flip Orthodox before forming Bukhara, since this game is Papega, and that'll give you Eastern pips. You got some professionalism to waste, so you might as well build up your army, do that for the next one with Muscovy. You're also a tiny bit behind in ideas, but I won't begrudge you for that, since you're a horde, you know, and your hordes don't really have much mana. But yeah. What's this give you? Permaclaims, you know. Lovely stuff. So yeah, just murderize Muscovy, form Russia, and you're in a very strong spot. I'm gonna have a quick look at the build-up, but I'm gonna expect that it's not much at all, because all his land is god-awful land. These temples though are worth building. There's no manufactories that are like really worth it at this point, because you've hardly got any trade money. Only got half of Samarkand. You've got nothing in Kazan, barely anything in Ashkatan. But yeah. This country will be strong later on though. People should kill him, you know. Though he is allied to Ottomans, so that's going to be a pain. I'm not sure why Ottomans is allied to him though, but whatever, man, you do you. Vassal maybe? I don't know. But yeah, on to Poland. Poland is the man of the hour. 125k manpower in 1539 is honestly subpar for Poland. He's got so many undevved flatlands here, like just, encourage development. It's already 18. You want to make these bad boys as loyal as possible. I'm really not sure how you aren't devved as much as like other people are like just. I guess like most of Europe is Papega in this. But Poland could easily have like 200k manpower by this point. You haven't even got full quantity, Jesus. I really don't understand how you're this. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. But yeah, what you should have been doing is instead of inting Bukhara with Muscovy, you should have been doing just by yourself, you know, just like kill Sweden or something. No one can protect him. No one wants to protect him. Austria can't. He's Tech 10. You can take Tech. I guess you can't actually take Tech 12, can you? I think Prussia can. We'll have a look at that in a sec. But yeah, this Poland is just honestly poorly ran and has been cut off from Ruthenia, which is honestly funny. Come on, bro. Just build all of these. Dip dev it up. Yeah. So little mill deving, it's just painful, you know. I think the have you got at least you still got like the defeat the knights for 5 discipline, so you could like potentially like in Austria or something, or maybe murderize Bukhara, but he's got a lot more. Actually, he's not really. You've got like more troops than him. You could fairly easily just smash Uzbek right now. Like just take smart fights. Don't be too aggressive. Still in these woods, he's got no forts. Yeah. Like except one up there. But yeah, I'm gonna have a quick look at Muscovy, but it's honestly like dead. The sub DC'd partway through. He's got an income of 28. Build up is nothing. If he came back, like it would be because he's got some fantastic deal to murderize Bukhara with someone, but I don't really see that happening, to be honest. I put a pretty good player on Muscovy, but I put Dog on his back, so there's not really any coming back from that. He didn't commit enough in the first war to actually kill Bukhara. If he'd have went like Max Mercs day one of the war, then Uzbek would have lost like 100%. But he didn't, so now Uzbek owns everything. Uh, Shit manpower, behind and everything. Like doesn't even have Tech 11. I think I'm giving him save edits. I don't remember what though. But this country really doesn't stand a chance. No, it's even lost Novgorod to Sweden, and this Sweden is like actually fucking. He's so far behind, and I don't understand why. Look at his manpower mode. Sweden's gonna have like 30k or something looking at it. But yeah, Muscovy has done exceptionally poorly this session. On to Sweden, run by Corollas Reaction, and what did I say? 10k more than I expected. Very cool. They finally got an income, you know, 57. 72% of Baltics, which is strange. Poland should be having way more of that. I guess he hasn't upgraded the sensor trade. Just upgrade the sensor trade, slap the edicts on, boom boom boom. I'm not sure how he got Livonia in order before Poland, but what this Sweden should do is form Russia. Like you rarely, if ever, see a Sweden in a position to actually form Russia. Like you've seen Distinct do it, I've seen Strawman do it, but I haven't seen many other good swashers. I think this one has potential to be one. You know, Russian ideas are the best in the game. You form Russia, you're so strong. Even if you went for a Papega build with defensive first. My only advice is destate this and state this. Culture flip to Novgorod. Promote Danish. And form Russia. You also need to flip to Orthodox, which is painful because you're already converted to Protestant. But yeah, this country has the potential to do well. It's got alright workshop build up, but like there's not much he can build it on. Alright church build up. It's got only a couple of manufactories, but only one on like delete one of this shit here and build a manufacturer worth 0.66 ducats on Dallas Skogan. I know I pointed this out last session, but he fucking devved Dallas Skogan after moving his capital to it. which is such papegri. I just don't get it. It's not worth deving. It's not worth moving your capital to. Like, the ideal capital is in Shiland right there, so you get the 100% of Lubeck, or a big chunk of it. But yeah, this country is going to be strong if it's played well. You probably want to collect in Novgorod. Maybe actually not. Who's steering from it? You've got Poland. I'm gonna have a Papega. Why? Let's just giving Sweden money. Stick the merchant in Kiev. Transfer to here. Um, use trade edict in Krakow and Warsaw. But yeah, Sweden is going to be strong if it forms Russia. If it doesn't, it's probably going to be irrelevant. That's just how this game works. But yeah, I want to point out how it started the session with 0 ideas, which means he hasn't devved at all this session. He's just been filling in ideas, which is painful, to be honest. It's 15:30. But yeah, just finish off Muscovy, form Russia, kill Prussia, have a strong game. Do all that. You got the Mercs, yeah. Agony. No, he hasn't had the Mercs yet. Keep disinheriting until you get a good heir with 5 mil. You need 5 mil for the Merc event. And until you get that, you're just a Sweden. No, you've just got good national ideas and that's it. When you get those Mercs over, you'll be elevated instantly to a tier of godhood. It can only be described by fucking Paradox Re. But other than that, you're doing pretty decently. I thought Muscovy would have murdered you or Poland or something, given how far behind you were at the start of the session. On to Prussia. Prussia has been run by Uhalehis, I think that's how it's pronounced. It's got pretty decent income for Prussia at this size. Like, he's only 400 dev, doesn't have many provinces. All he's got is Saxony and half of Lubeck. Moving the trade capital to Lubeck this early is, in my opinion, a bit of a mistake, because you don't have as much as you would have Saxony. Like, kill Austria as well, like, just a free kill. He's so behind in mill, he's so behind in everything. Whilst you've got full quality, full eco, and he's got that as well, but he doesn't have anything in offensive, and he doesn't have Miltech 11. Like, it's such a free kill. And he's done this at the end of the session too, so people can see that he's this behind. Build up wise, it's pretty good for Prussia. Like, Prussia starts off really weak and really poor, and it's not until later on that they become actually strong. You've got a decent amount of manufactories built up, which is really good. Hardly any mill build up, which is expected. If I were you, I'd not build up any military until bankruptcy war with Sweden or something. And speaking of Sweden, you should gas him. Like, he's allied to Hesse, sure, but Hesse you can just call Burgundy in for. And Austria you can just call in Poland for. Like, it would probably be a pretty free kill. Like, I'd wait for full offensive though, because then you get 5% discipline. You've already got 20 morale though, which is insane. No army prof though, which is standard but a shame. And your Protestant going full greed, but not even like proper greed. Like, you want the idea cost for filling out ideas. But other than that, you're doing alright. Yeah, you got enough church power to flip a couple times, so that's fine. And you're making good money in Lubeck. Hesse was is Malcolm's country, and it was ran by Six, who's a very good player, and I respect him very much. It's got 50k manpower. It's ahead in all ideas and tech, which is good. Behind a bit in quantity though, which is a shame because Hess ideas are actually really good. Like you got dev cost, you got discipline, you got force limit, you got production. You got idea cost, which isn't the greatest, but it's still there, you know. And but yeah, it's got the potential to do well, but it's probably going to die to Burgundy. That's the thing. Like this Burgundy is really strong. And we'll have a look at Burgundy in a sec. But murderize Switzerland probably, but I'm not sure what France is doing with you. Like France is actually really big this game, but he's not expanding like he should, and he's overfed Valencia massively, to be honest. Like this is the best land in Castile, and you just fed it to a fucking vassal that you're not integrating. It's a shame. But Hesse just needs to have expanded more in the first session, but he instead entered Switzerland for very little gain. And we'll have a look at Switzerland next as well. But yeah, said potential to do well because it's Malcolm and he normally always does well, but he's just inted away his potential. So I don't know, man. Switzerland. Switzerland's only got 13k troops, but he's got a bunch of manpower. He's got enough points to take the tech. If you take that tech, build up a big ass army right now. Like how many available marks have you got? 33 available marks. That's beautiful, man. Build all of those. Build a bunch of cannons. Blast down the walls of Tyrol. Blast down the walls of Canton. Even if his buddy Ottomans comes over to save his ass again, it will not be enough. He will lose. You've got a Switzerland vassal. You're allied to France, so you're not in immediate danger. And this country is looking pretty alright. Huh? Aside from being massively behind, but Nabov isn't the best of players, so I don't really expect any better. And I'm glad that he's still alive, but you need that dev cost there. You need the dev cost here, and you need to take quality ideas next. You're massively behind in admin though, which is I think it's a big mistake that you're focusing on mill at this point, given you don't have any mill ideas to fill in. You're gonna have to dev an absolute shit ton before you've even got your third idea, which is just a big mistake. But yeah, this country could have been something better. But yeah. Onto Venice. Venice is the ganked man of the hour. He got fucking inted. I think he's about to declare war on Genoa. But he got inted by Ottomans, which is a big mistake on Ottoman's part, in my opinion, because this Austria player is just hot trash and should be thrown into the garbage when he belongs. Venice is pretty rich. He's got 70 income, 10 inflation from merc spamming. Makes good money from trade. Ideally, what you do is you'd move your main trade capital to Genoa and collect in Venice, because you still got 100% of Venice because you own everything there, but you don't have 100% of Genoa. And with the merchants, I'd stick one in Alexandria, because Ottoman's is getting all of the Alexandrian trade. And, you know, he's obviously your enemy. He's a dickhead. He invaded you. He gained, what's this, 2 provinces from killing you? Two of which he hasn't even stated. And also, maintain a navy in the Gulf of Venice. You can't really, like, exist. Like, Austria could declare on you and just waltz into Venezia right now. If he sent his navy into your Adriatic Sea, you wouldn't even be able to defend it. You should probably upgrade these bad boys. You've got professionalism to burn, you have defensive eco, you're behind in ideas, you're behind in tech. I'm really not sure how these two guys are behind in ideas and tech. They're doing pretty decently first session. I guess like maybe you went bankrupt, but I'm not sure. Looking at your Republican tradition, it doesn't look so. You need more power projection. You're pretty decently built up on workshops and temples, but manufactories you're sorely lacking. You only got one building at the moment. This country probably shouldn't have gone defensive first, but you had a hostile Austria, so you hardly had a choice, to be honest. Just my tips for you is invade Austria with Switzerland. He's behind in tech. You took Miltech 12 ahead of time for some reason. Um, but other than that, you're doing all right. You're alive. That's more than can be said for what Austria will be when you invade him. Yeah. France, 140k manpower. Um, most of the France region. You don't have the Burgundy province for some reason. That is honestly beyond me. Um, not sure why you don't have 100% on. Ah, Castile's got this one province over here. What you should do is take that one province to cuck Songhai. It'd be funny. Ah, that's a shame. But yeah, finish this war off. Don't be fucking behind ideas. Come on, man. Like half of Asia has full quantity at this point, and you don't. When you get full quantity, you'll get another 5% discipline from your national ideas. Um, this country didn't have a chance to do the 1490 dev cycle because of bankrupting and a war against Castile. And also, as I mentioned earlier, he hasn't fucking integrated Valencia yet. Like, come on, bruh. You know, this is the best land in Iberia, right here, minus Toledo State. Just, and like, look at how much cloth there is. Like, beautiful fidelity as well. Plus, inland center of trade, it's even better, man. Like, it's even 34 in the AI. Yeah. But yeah, finish off Castile. I personally, I'd invade Songhai. Like, it would probably be a not hard war. You've got 140k manpower. Your force limit is lacking. Um, and income-wise, you're doing all right. You moved your trade capital to Genoa a bit too early, but at least you're still collecting in Bordeaux. Despite having most of the provinces here, Burgundy has most of the trade power. Um, that's just how this game works, man. Oh, agony. But yeah, this country could be doing better, but it could be doing a lot worse. You know, build that, um, build those, build more of these, and int Songhai before he forms Andalusia. I'm gonna have a quick look at pips actually right now. Like, looking right here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pips, and Songhai has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pips. So he's only 1 pip up on you at this point. If you'd have declared earlier, you'd be way behind in terms of pips. He's also got 0 manpower, as we just saw. So it's not like it would even be a hard war. I mean, he's got no forts in Iberia. 1 fort in Iberia, but that's just like, you could just blitz that down before he gets to you. If you declared right now. Nearly take Tech 12, which could be useful for inting someone. My tips for you: get Dijonais from Burgundy. Not sure why you don't have it. Ooh, Orthodox PogChamp. Okay, I didn't even notice that. That's pretty good. That's why you got so much manpower despite having shit manpower everywhere. Burgundy. Burgundy was round by 13 Fish Isaac. Or 13 Fish Isaac, as he's called. I don't know. He's not given up Dijonais for some reason. Probably because Cookie just forgot to or something. Or he was like, oh, I'm Cookie, yeah. He probably convert to Protestant. Then immediately convert to Orthodox. To get free money and a free cost. It's got pretty subpar manpower, given it's got all the farmlands here. Well, I guess London isn't devastated, like, it's so good to dev. And let's dip dev agony. You got all of the English Channel, except for Holland, but you're integrating him now. Missions wise, I'd pop the high income mission and build all these manufactories everywhere. If you build a manufactory in every province in the English Channel, you're gonna be so fucking rich. But your income's only 80 at the moment. It's gonna be so much higher once you got all that. Don't form Netherlands. It'll give away all of your French land. I guess maybe you want that. Maybe that's the deal with France. I don't know. Integrate whole. And like yeah, that does an even state by state split, I guess. But I'm not sure how much you want that. Like, I don't know what the deal is. I wasn't told. No one told me. Please tell me. I want to know. You lose a bunch of manpower, but that's fine. He's gonna get saved. I just have offensive switch to quality because a new player took that. This country has potential to do well, like most countries do. But Fish Iziak is a very good player, so I expect him to do well. If he doesn't do well, I will be sorely disappointed in him. My advice: AFK, kill Hesse, kill Switzerland, kill Prussia, um, and just dev Germany. And Germany's alright for deving. Like, there's lots of cloth here you can dev, even those woods, like, beautiful. Netherlands ideas, Burgundian ideas even also really good. You got 50 available marks, so looking right now, he's got 53 available marks after Augustus forced him by ceding half his land to France. Um, it's a bit behind in deving though. Like even looking at the stuff he's had over here, still is behind a wee bit. But he's nearly up to date on ideas, only 3 behind what you should be at this point. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Although no, I need to look at the build up, don't I? Workshop, you've still got shit tons of workshops to build. You've still got some really good churches to build, and as I mentioned earlier, spam out these manufactories. Yeah, that's actually really good. I've never looked at Dutch missions before. Huh. 10 morale mission. If you fully annex France and form Netherlands, you can have POG missions. Yeah. What else a player? Portugal. Um, Portugal is number 5. It's got debt, it's got poor income. It's making a lot from trade though. Given Substonian, he's subbing his colonies, which is a mistake in my opinion. Like, colonies just don't colonize, that's the thing. Like, colonizing one guy a month, you could be doing that with that money. However, you've gone for Mexico, you've got most of it. That's pog as hell, dude. I'm glad of that. You're starting to get up American colonies, and you're the only colonizer at the moment. But you're allied to Songhai when you should be, like, taking the coast. Every coast. Also stick a merchant there. Like, you've even got a free one. Like, if you stick the merchant there, like, you'll get all of the money that is coming out because no one else has got a merchant there. That's 4 entire ducats that'll be going into Sevilla. Plus, you'll have additional trade power there. Also, colonize the Cape. No one's going for it. I think you can reach it right now. Probably can, to be honest. Like, you got Diptech 11, so yeah, Diptech 11 gives colonial range. So yeah, you can definitely reach the Cape at this point. And as mentioned, you're the sole colonizer, so that's pog as hell. Build-up wise, let's have a look at the workshops. You've built some of the good workshops, but you need to dip dev some. Like Aviedo right here, like it's a bit expensive to dev right now, but make your burgers nice and loyal, and slam the dip button down. Boom, boom, boom. Income goes up. Trade income goes up more. And ask France to transfer trade. I think that's allowed from at least one. You can do it from 2 people in this campaign. And if you do that and you maybe collect in Genoa or something. But yeah, his country is doing alright by number 5 standards, so I'm proud of him. Oh, he's going for a naval build. Let's have a look at his ideas actually. He's got an exploration, expansion, trade. Which is mega greedy, but it puts him in a good position to like make a shit ton of money and colonize a shit ton. You should probably have gone for meri meritocratic recruitment for the advisor cost, because you're only running level 1 advisors at the moment. You've got a bigger amount of inflation, so they cost quite a bit. You can afford higher level advisors, and you can afford even more higher level advisors if you know take the right reforms. Oh, have I missed anyone? I don't think so. I'll be looking at the Africans in a second. First African of order, Songhai. You're at risk from France. You need a fort in Ceuta, you need a fort in Gibraltar. You need a navy. Like at the moment you've just got 6 lights and 4 transports. That's not enough to defend this land. France could simply, using his transports, land 3k here, assault Malaga, land on Gibraltar, boom boom boom. You can't cross, you've lost Iberia, and he's landed here without taking a fight. You've also got 0 manpower. I'm not sure why. You know, you're Songhai, you haven't been in any wars. You're also paying for your army at peace when you're not doing shit. Just turn that off. Make money. Bada bing, bada boom. You're a lemma or a disloyal. Just feed them money and you make more money. It's beautiful. And most of your money comes from tax and gold, which is always pog. D-state this, it's literally trash. Like literally, there's not a single worse state in the game. It's all deserts. The goods aren't good. Like it's just fucking salt and wool. And you're up in Iberia. State that stuff, man. Oh, you've got spare states. Um, you'd have more spare states if you destated this to state Tunis and shit. Just murderize them. It's easy, you know. And bada bing, bada boom. You're only making like a ducat less, and you can state this, and it's good stuff, man. And when you're such a big country like this, you need to use your states wisely. Like, you've stated all the gold, which is good, and some ideas aren't terrible. Like you got 10 morale, you got infantry combat, you got discipline is really good. However, ideally you'd form Andalusia, okay? Because Andalusia has this magical, wonderful vassal force limit contribution. So your force limit here, which is plus like what's this 10 from vassals will be doubled to 20. You have even more vassals, it's even more. And that's just how mafia works, alright? Ideally you'd fight France and kill them. Go for the absolute Chad play of owning Genoa as Songhai. But you're weaker than him, so it's probably not going to happen. But use your states. Don't have 0 manpower, that's really bad for your country. Despite going quantity first, he's still not dev'd much, but I guess that's because he's an African nation. Pog capital. Let's have a look at merchants. You got one in Safi, and you got one in Sevilla. One in Safi is understandable, one in Sevilla is not. Make Algiers steer trade, embargo Portugal, and boom, bada bing, bada boom. You make money from Safi, and stick a merchant in Katsina as well, like probably the Sevilla one, and bada bing, bada boom. You've got more money. Main issue of this country at the moment is vassals aren't diverting him trade. It's free money. Just do it. Build up wise. Oh man, I'm so tired today. You've got all the good workshops you can build. You got one temple that's worth building. You actually got manufacturers, but it's in like literally the worst fucking land. And stuff up here which just feeds number 5 money. And I've seen from my Frogcast about CCE, feeding number 5 money isn't a good idea, you're very vulnerable at the moment to France, so fortify Iberia accordingly. You don't have enough points for Tech 12, which is huge. Like these African plain warriors, beautiful. Take that, you know. Like then you don't have to root out as much corruption. Easy, more balance, more winning. You know, like that's just by doing a few things, I've increased the balance by a shit ton. Yeah, there's lots of stuff you need to state that isn't Western Sahara. This country is doing alright though for African standards though. Onto Bachua. Bachua also has the same manpower problem. However, their only threat in the world is Vijayanagar. But if Vijayanagar sends his entire army to fight Africa, he's going to die to the other Africans. They've gone for quite a greedy build of economic inequality into expansion. Personally, I would colonise the Cape to cut off Portugal from coming in, and then ditch expansion and take quantity. Now let's have a look at Bachuan ideas, which are actually godly. Alright, you got 10% construction cost, you got inflation reduction, you got infantry combat ability, you got tax, you got 5% discipline, you got trade efficiency. It's all really good stuff. You've even got infantry costs, which means your infantry costs like nothing. Look how much you're paying for your army right now, 11.82. And this is despite having quite a fairly large army for tiny ass country. Your economy isn't doing too hot, however. Zanzibar is worth like hardly anything, but no one's stealing from it, so you're good for now. Instead of collecting there, I'd steer from Congo. You'll have a caravan power, so it'll increase your income by a bit, and it'll multiply how much comes out of Zambezi to make even more money. And you're up in the Gulf of Aden. I think you're doing a split or something, because Vijayanagar has this Yemen vassal for some reason. Don't make your merchants disloyal, that's bad, yeah. Shovels your income and it makes it harder to dev. Build up wise, you've got production buildings that need building. You've got oh my god, a 53. That's it's so brain dead to not build these. Yeah. And you've got no manufacturers as expected. You got massive gold income though, which is poggers. But you probably need to dev them a wee bit more, because right now, like, oh, that's painful to see, man. Is that like, has that collapsed like 3 times or something? Agony. At least you got oh, that's not even a gold mine. You haven't devved this one. You haven't devved this one. You've devved this one beyond reasonable. You haven't devved this one like at all. Yeah. Bada bing, bada boom. Free money. Mission wise, you've just got standard African missions. Slave traders, POG. You probably lose that later on. And probably you want to switch out Victor so you can take States General. We talked about that already, didn't we, Strawman? But yeah, this country can do well if it just AFKs. I thought Mamluks would kill it, but Mamluks died to AI, so what the fuck, man. And that's it for Frogcast. Thank you, and come again.